Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday night, rainy, stormy Thursday night here in Oldsmar. It's your tropical update here on YouTube. Doing these daily now, so hope you like them. Right above me is the current satellite. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the tropics, the Gulf, and maybe what's coming next week. So there's a few things to talk about. I try to keep it short and sweet. And we'll see how that goes. All right, so here's a current look. This is weathernerds.org. It's an awesome look at the Atlantic right now with all our spots that are brewing out there. We got this big old mess in the Gulf. We got Earl. We have old Danielle way up here, and this new little guy that might have temporarily be something. And then this is going to be the big question mark along with this wave coming. So there's a lot. But not anything other than Bermuda tonight. There's nothing really intimate right now to worry about as far as tropical impacts go. Danielle's actually might go to Spain as a depression. That's kind of interesting for Danielle. So Spain is getting Danielle. That's kind of weird. So here's everything in a nutshell. Earl's going to just scoot by Bermuda. We're going to bring some tropical storm conditions. This little guy's Invest 95. It's going to end up curving. It might have a little window to develop, but there's a lot of cool water and dry air. So not expecting much out of this. Like I said, Danielle's going off into Spain. This little one's going to be the one to watch, possibly, because we have high pressure possibly building back in once these other systems move on out of here. So the big question mark is going to be this guy, does it go west? And the model's kind of like 60-70% saying yes, west. Some saying there could be still some weakness up here. So not 100% that this was going to be heading west, but there's going to be some models to show you that we got to possibly watch it. And then a wave behind that one. So that's that. We'll get into that here in a second. Here's what Earl looks like tonight on satellite. Definitely major hurricane coming. Here's Bermuda sticking out like a sore thumb. Luckily, the eye is going to pass just east. Good news, right? Current radar here. I have this linked on my site. This is Bermuda radar. You can see these bands are almost touching the island, and it's going to get windy. We're gonna, it's winds are going to start out, coming in from the west overnight. They're going to come in from the north, and then by early morning, they're going to be coming in from the other east side. So Bermuda's going to get it from all sides tonight. We could see 50, 60 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour gusts possibly in these storms. So they're getting ready for that. And again, here's your last graphic for Bermuda. This shows you the wind radius, and the strongest winds are going to pass east of Bermuda. So there you go. All right, Gulf. What the heck is happening in the Gulf? This is an old front, and we got definite signs of low pressure here trying to wrap around. Development, I don't know. We did have this little mesoscale vortex thing today that came. I showed it. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at it. I think it was right here. This was off. This is radar I took. You can see rotation. We've had 3 or 4 tornado warnings today in Florida. This was pretty interesting. You can see it wasn't an eye, but you could argue it was an eye. Right about here. You just look. I mean, it was quite impressive storms today. Tomorrow, all this juice that's out here is going to be pumping in again, and we're going to see this continue on even in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So the Storm Prediction Center has updated. We didn't have dark green this morning. We do now. This is the rest of this evening. We can see some storms all the way down to Naples area. And then tomorrow, this is lingering again in the morning all the way through tomorrow. We get more marginal risk, which they mentioned a possible isolated tornado. So that's coming tomorrow. More storms out here brewing, and Saturday, Sunday could look the same. So that's unfortunate. Here's the rains coming through the weekend pretty much. You can just see any place, anywhere, any time. And we're going to have to watch the mountains up here in the Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina for the weekend. There could be some heavy rains and mudslides, and just flash flooding, with the mountains. So if you live in that area, you could be some flooding to watch over the weekend for sure. Here's estimated radar, just kind of give you an idea. This is going through tomorrow. You can see the storms developing early in the morning again off the Gulf, spreading all the way up to the upper Gulf Coast. Storms coming in off the Atlantic, fueling off that Gulf Stream. So this is all the way through tomorrow, and it could last all day. And Saturday looks like it's brewing almost the exact same pattern again. So that, your weather apps are correct. All right, long-range tropics real quick. I've been talking a lot about these two spots coming in off of Africa. The afternoon models ran. This is the tropicaltidbits.com. I like waiting until the afternoon to do these because these are the 12Z models. They just came out. You can see the Icon with 2. We got the Euro with a weak number 1, but the CMC showing it. So good consistency there with 3 models showing 2 spots maybe trying to go west. It's all going to depend on the high-pressure system that develops. This is a good little tool here, the ensemble plot from Weather Nerds, but you can see that the high pressure in the pinks and the oranges starts to build back in, possibly allowing our first wave to temporarily go north and then maybe a little bit more to the west, and then our next wave is really showing up on the ensemble list. And the Gulf is still not really doing anything. I've been mentioning some ensembles. There hasn't been a lot of support for the Gulf for next week, but you never take your eyes off of it. There's definitely Pacific juice. But as far as consistency goes, our 2 waves, and this is going to be the 16th, 17th. Same time frame we've been talking about all along, somewhere around the islands, possibly the 15th. If you're living in the islands, here is the 15th, right at your doorstep. So the current dry, dusty air map here shows our current wave. This is the yellow one. This is the red one. This is 95. 95's got a lot of dry air out ahead, and our new wave that we're watching off Africa has a lot also. That's probably why initially, the Euro's not showing much development with it, but the others are. So we just, got to watch it. But definitely consistency here for the 15th of next week, 2 possible waves. And a lot of it's going to depend on if that high-pressure system, builds back in over the Atlantic, which some of the models are suggesting. So nothing's a guarantee. The CMC pulling up a little bit, but it's all going to be a timing thing with the high pressure here, and if these things go west or not. So that nothing's really changed on that. I guess the only changes from last night's update is the Gulf is definitely juicing up. Maybe nothing down in that Bay of Campeche showing up today like I did yesterday, but we're still watching the 2 waves coming across the Atlantic next week. But as you know, things can change, but that's where we're at right now. So that's it. All right, great. Make sure you like YouTube, subscribe, please, and share, and we'll get the word out and get this channel to grow. Everybody says they love these short little updates. Thank you very much. And we'll be back live tomorrow morning for our normal Daily Brew, 9:19 Eastern, right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Cheers.